This is a great win for our university and our city, but on Thursday, went to Dan Bartow's visitation, and he had his funeral after. So our thoughts were with him tonight in this win. That was for him and his family. And then also couldn't ask for a better afternoon, evening to honor Isaac Bruce at the game. He was the last Tiger team that beat Mississippi State. So that was for you, Isaac. We appreciate you, and you truly are the greatest of all time. And we're glad that we can represent you in a small way tonight. So that was for you. But again, just so proud of our guys. Last year we used the word resiliency all the time. And man, oh man, did we show that tonight. Our kids got grit, they got fight. I talked to them all week about playing for 60 minutes, the focus for 60 minutes. And that's really what it came down to in discipline. I knew the energy was there. I knew the effort would be there. Effort's non-negotiable in our program, but to be able to focus and come out of halftime when things didn't look great, the kids keep battling. And just so proud of, the defensive effort. You want to talk about special teams from Calvin Austin to our hands team. JJ Russell having record number of tackles. I mean, just it's so great. And again, so many of our guys stepped up in so many different ways. And again, just hats off to our young men that this was 1000% for them, that they did it and they battled through. And man, it was awesome to have a full stadium again. Just I'll have the smile for a couple more hours and then I got to go prepare for UTSA. But man, it was just so awesome to have our great fans there, and they made all the difference.
Terry, then Isaac.
Hey, congrats on the win, Coach.
Thank you, Terry.
Hey, a lot of coaches said it was a complete victory. Every team produced, and tonight all three of your teams scored. But before the game, I heard Coach Poe talking to your defensive line. How important was the defensive line to securing this win?
Yeah, look, we constantly talk about how we wanted to get more pressure on the quarterback, but we also had to be smart with it, right? Anytime they spread you out in the air raid offense, we've got to be diligent in what we're doing, not just from a pass rush, but also to stop some of the run. They don't run the ball a ton, but pleased with our defense line. The nice thing is we're not satisfied. And that's the great thing about this group of young men. I mean, the very first thing, as you guys know, I'm going to meet with them tomorrow afternoon, and I'm going to talk about how much more work we need to do. And guess what? Our guys will nod their head and say, yes, sir, let's get back to work. And that's why I love this group. And they're just hungry and they care and they fight.
Isaac and then Evan.
Hey, Coach, first off, congratulations on the win, man. A wild one tonight.
Thank you, Isaac.
When you look back now, 14 games into your head coaching career at Memphis, I know as a coach, you say every game is important, but how would you kind of rank this one in the 14 games that you've coached?
Yeah, look, I always say, and this is not coach speak, the next most important one is the next one. So, look, am I going to enjoy this? Absolutely. And am I proud of our guys? Absolutely. And I think more than anything, it's just the understanding that we were able to beat a team that's regionally. I was fortunate to be part of the team that beat Ole Miss and UCLA, and credit to our former head coach that did such a great job. But here's a team again, another regional team that came here. And I think more than anything, Isaac, the way this game was won, it wasn't a shootout. It was a fight tooth and nail and different ways, right? And we saw our defense and special teams step up. And we continue to learn a lot about our team, but just so proud of their determination. And so, where does this rank look? This one, like I said, this has nothing to do with me. This is about our young men. So I'll remember this one because it just showed the determination, and then, to be able to honor Danton and Isaac. And this is good for our city.
Evan, and then Frank, and then Jeff.
Ryan, 2009, you guys had to win that game with your defense, considering kind of how we had questions about the defense after Arkansas State. How much does it mean that the defense, guys like JJ, Rubin, Quindell Sanchez, how much does it mean for those guys to kind of step up in that side of the ball to really kind of, push this over the line, if you will?
Yeah, Evan, look, without the, we talked about it. We talked about it on Monday when you guys asked me, and even on, after last game, what do we got to do to get the defense better? And I told you, I think they will. And they'll continue to get better, game in and game out. But so proud of their effort. I mean, to go out there and do what they did, down and down out, and keep playing and finding ways to get one more stop. It was huge. And, credit to Coach McIntyre and his defensive staff, but those guys battled, and they battled right all the way down to that goal line stand, and then to the stop of the 2-point conversion. It was wonderful to see. And I think one of the things, Evan, that will give us confidence, right? Not cockiness, confidence, because we still got a lot of work to do. And we know we got a tough UTSA team coming to the Liberty Bowl here next week.
And then for me,
Frank,
obviously,
sorry, Evan, go ahead.
Sorry. Obviously, Calvin's punt return wasn't just incredible for speed, it was for his intelligence. How much credit do you give Coach Bankins for that? And also Austin just having the heads up play to just realize, hey, there's a live ball on the ground. Go get that sucker.
Well, Coach Bankins goes over every type of scenario ad nauseum, and that's what you want a thorough special teams coordinator to do. Obviously, he's a vet coach. He's done a fantastic job. But, man, credit to Calvin. Look, I can't sit there and say I was yelling to pick up the ball. I wasn't. Calvin Austin is as intelligent and determined as a young man as they come, and he understood and saw what happened and got it and picked it up, and thank goodness. And just look, when you have smart young men that are really fast, makes a great combination.
All right, Frank, and then Jeff.
Hey, Ryan, this is the first game your offense didn't necessarily have the fast start that we saw the last 2 weeks. What did you think about their way to respond after having a tough first half?
Yeah, Frank, look, all defenses we're going to face. And, pregame, I talked to our guys about one of the keys to victory was, handling the ebbs and flows of this game. And, Frank, I knew there was going to be they're going to get some tackle for losses. They're going to get some sacks. They're a dominant defense, and they're legit, and we knew it. They've done a fantastic job, over Mike Leach's time there of stopping the run. You look at what they did to Georgia last year in the run game, it gives you nightmares. And they stood tall and strong. And but our guys responded well. The one thing, there was no panic in the locker room, and even after that opening drive, to start the second half, it was not beautiful. But guess what? When you have an 18-year-old with moxie at quarterback that just says, I got this, and, throw an interception and go make the tackle. And the great news is our defense was playing their tails off. So it gave everybody a lot of belief. And just like I said, man, when I walked up and down the sideline, I didn't see a single young man hanging their head. They just kept nodding and said, we got this. And, man, it makes my job easy when I got, those type of young men on our sideline that I absolutely love that will freaking fight their tail off for us.
And then 3 games in.
Oh, go ahead, Frank. Sorry, man.
3 games into the season, what are you liking out of what you see from this team after the first 3 games, offense and defense, just the way you guys are melding?
Well, I think, in each game we've seen flashes from each unit, offense, defense, and special teams. And I think that's the key. I would not be happy if this was a totally dominated by an offensive type game or totally dominated by defense or especially. I think what you want to see is some balance. And the question was asked earlier is, were you pleased with the defensive effort? Absolutely. And there's going to be give and take. If you go back to last year, right, the Central Florida game, the offense, scoring at will, and then then you look at the Navy game and the defense, man, played their tails off. So that's college football this day and age. But what I've learned about this team is they're so hungry to get better, so hungry to work. They care. They look. The guys in the locker room were happy. They celebrate, and rightfully so. But they understand, man. That's a great win for them. But it's on to the next one, and that's what I love about these guys. And I've told you guys that this is my 6th year here, and the type of young men that we have in our locker room, it's such an honor and a pleasure to be around these guys. And look, could we put any more further proof out there than the way they battled tonight?
Hey, Brian, thanks. Congratulations. Do you, on the Doyle kick, the 51-yarder, what was your thinking there? Did you know he had the leg to do that? And then the other question is, were you sure when Calvin was running that back that it was stand? Like, did you know exactly what was happening there? Those are my two things.
Let's start with the Doyle kick. Analytics actually told me that we should have actually gone for it. And I looked over at Joe. I said, he goes, I got the leg for it. Because I don't know if I'll, but sure enough, he knocked that thing in. And man, Joe Doyle's been the Swiss Army knife. Just pleased having him, and he's been a joy to have around. And then with Calvin's punt return, look, like I said, all due respect to Calvin, I wasn't sitting there yelling. He's such a smart and understands football. When he saw the ball hit off the guy, he did it. And the young man, after he scored, I think I quickly gave him a high five, and I was making sure the replay was good. But yeah, we felt comfortable. There were some things, the official apologized to me. He said that he actually lost 10 seconds by blowing the timeout too early. He said the goalpost blocked his view. So he said it was his fault because we would actually like to run some more time off. Look, I'm not here to question officiating. I'm glad we got out of there with a win.
Last one. Did on the Wildcat, the fake huddle Wildcat thing, what went into that genius call?
I don't know. I mean, gosh, let's blame me. That was a stupid idea by me. That we had seen Kentucky run some Wildcat versus them in the years past, and We got such great offense. All of our coaches are awesome, and they delve into the film. And that was a dumb idea by me. So shame on
No,
me.
the fake one where you fake the snap and then.
Oh, the wild.
Yeah,
that was credit to Coach Johns. But if you guys remember, we did that versus Central Florida. Geez, I want to say 2017 or 18. So that was an old trick out of the playbook. It's just part of it, and excellent execution by our young men.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Wildcat.
No, I wasn't. I'm not picking on you after that.
Jeff coming at me hard. I love it. Appreciate it. Save the tough ones for the.
Yeah, no, I'm not picking you after that one. That was good.
Mike, Mark, and then Terry.
Ryan, congrats. I'm sorry I can't get my camera to work up here, but just the rule itself on the punt return, just to make sure we know, even though the ball was down, even when it wasn't whistled dead, is that what allows Calvin to pick it up? And
it touched somebody. So the exact rule, without getting to Appendix 9, Rule C, letter F, Roman numeral 2, it was that the punting team hit a player off the kicking team first. All right. And then so it's still a live ball, and they hadn't blown it dead. And then Calvin was, like I said, smart enough to understand that, man, that ball hit one of them. It's a live ball, picked it up. And thank goodness he runs really fast, because he smoked down our sideline and was able to go the distance for the touchdown.
Mark, and then Terry.
Ron, just to be clear, is that the actual rule?
It is. So if the ball hits,
not the name, like the name of it, like the actual number of the rule.
No, sir, I don't. Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, you're being.
I'm not savant. The three young men that you'll talk to are the savants. I'm just the guy with Gatorade in his hair right now.
Okay. And then just in general, I mean, to see, you mentioned just not just that you won the game, but the way you won the game. Did it show you anything you didn't know yet? Because obviously you'd seen it in practice. You mentioned these players, but to see them do it in a game against an SEC team, how much confidence or I guess belief do you think this gives you moving forward?
Well, look, I told our guys actually at our pregame meal to have confidence. And it's funny because I talked to them. I said, we talked, like I said, about 60 minutes, and then we're going to have to be focused and detail. I knew they'd play with great energy. But I told them at our pregame meal, I said, we know how much we care about each other. We know how hard we work. We know how hard we prepare. And obviously now we get to show our fruits of our labors to the rest of the country. And people get to see how much you guys care about each other, how much you have sacrificed for the people that have sacrificed to get you here. And that's the awesome thing, is that we preach those things, win, lose, or draw, it came out victorious. And it just, like I said, that's why I'm so happy for our young men, because they understand, look, this game is just as important as the next one, but just the fight and the battle, the character of these guys, that means the world to me.
Terry, and then Devin.
Hey, Coach, pre-game and on the field, this is one of the most former players I've seen attending a game in a long time. And I know a lot of those guys come through the victory walk. How far do they go to help strengthening the brotherhood and the bond among the current team? Yeah,
look, our former players mean the world to us, right? To have Antonio Gibson there at the end of the title walk, high-fiving all of us after just played a Thursday night game, to former players there. Like I said, this game, frankly, like I said, I was at the visitation for Danton Bartow. This game was, one of the greatest linebackers to ever wear a Tiger uniform. And then to go out and see J.J. Russell's performance, man, that just kind of, I bet Danton's looking down from heaven saying, all right, JJ, thanks for showing out for your Tigers. And then to recognize Isaac Bruce, right? Like I said, truly one of the greatest Tigers. And then to Calvin to go in and have another one of his games. I'm sure Isaac's quite proud. But look, all of our former Tigers, right? Whether it's guys that were fifth string or that were Hall of Famers, man, just to have them around, that's one of the unique things, right? With me being here 6 years, and like a lot of our players, we recognize a lot of those faces, man. So it's so great.
Last one for Devin.
All right, Coach, I want to ask you, that's 21 in a row in the Liberty Bowl. I want to ask you about this home field advantage. The crowd was rocking. The fans were rocking the entire game. Just talk about that home field advantage of playing in the Liberty Bowl.
Yeah, look, our fans were awesome. Like I mentioned to you guys before, my favorite part of the game was being able to have almost a full crowd there in the Liberty Bowl, and they were cheering, right? They didn't let the weather possibles deter them, and they were loud. It made a difference. And if you ask our players, and seeing a full crowd in the Liberty Bowl, we feed off their energy. And so that's a definite home field advantage. We talk about that nobody is able to come into our house and get away with anything. And so Our guys understand how important it is. And look, we've been down before, just like we were this game, but our guys believe, and there's something special about playing Liberty Bowl in front of our great fans.